We're going preliminary sound check. We are recording, but not for long. We could put this at the beginning of the video if we want to, but we just leave this half contained book right there.
All right, take 2.
Take 3. Steven, you want your?
Oh yeah, watch it now. Really, we should take those out of that bag.
Oh, we do have that rotisserie chicken we could microwave up. Get hungry, Steve. Métis would love for us to eat that
It's
chicken.
a bit old.
It's like 4 days old. That was Wednesday.
Since last week.
Oh, was it last week? I thought it was this Wednesday, or like this Tuesday. Saturday for the camera. Today is.
There was like a couple noises, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
The podcast has begun.
They just come through. Like, I think it was like when you uncorked a bottle, and it was like 10 times louder than anything else that happened. Like it was so.
Oh, the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well,
And there was a couple other things.
we
but,
understand now what type of camera or microphone we're dealing with.
Yeah,
Eventually we can put the
just have
computer
to
away.
get a couple microphones for you guys. Couple, 3, 4.
We need
We got some
lapel
too.
mics.
I don't like that idea.
I
I think we
it's
should have
nice.
stand mics. The lapel mics look, yeah,
Yeah, they look
they look
funny.
like new cable news.
But it's a lot less
Yeah.
hassle. Like, you don't have to do anything with your hands.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
for
saying?
sure. If you're gonna eat and stuff, there's that element of it.
Oh, but if we eat, the thing we would need
Oh, of course.
is a
Yeah.
mic you can push away if we're going to be eating on
That's right. That's
camera.
right.
Because you want to be able to get away.
Yeah.
And if you have a lapel, it's always going to be crunchy crunch.
Yeah, it's almost like
There's no chewing a chip
Yeah,
Are we recording?
on a lapel mic, yeah.
it's almost like you need fewer mics than people, right? And whoever like kind of has. them.
Especially if we have a symposium with 13
That's
people.
right. That's kind of what I was
That's
trying to
ultimately
analyze.
like,
Yeah.
we would have to figure out how to mic it where if you have multiple conversations going at once. Cause you'd have, but like how to edit that. But
Yeah.
How to edit
that's
that is
complicated.
true.
We'd have, well, I mean, that's many steps ahead. Yeah, that would be many steps ahead.
Well, the goal
Cheers.
is, cheers. Welcome
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
Metamodern
Also,
Symposium
welcome
number
to
2.
Garrett.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
introduction of Garrett. Garrett Wilt. What's your actual name? What's your
Oh
full
my
name?
god.
Yeah. My last name is Marks-Wilt.
You had
Which is,
trouble with that
hyphenated.
today.
Which
He
is
could-
a hell of a thing everywhere I go. I just
You had
tell-
problems with that today? With your name?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I was having trouble trying to place a fucking marijuana order. Yeah.
God forbid.
I know. But yeah, anything over the phone where you have to say your name.
They
I
hung
mean,
up on him once, and
Yeah,
then he
no,
had
they
to
literally-
spell
yeah.
it for the next lady.
Well,
yeah.
Garrett, don't you think it might have been your mumbly attitude?
Oh well, I definitely have a mumbly attitude. Yeah. That's first and foremost.
Right away. Garrett, I can tell he's got a camera voice because he's
Oh,
speaking a lot
man.
clearer than
Yeah,
he
it's-
normally does.
We had
true.
quite the
Yeah.
adventure today, man.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
did-
Steven moved apartments today.
Yeah, I did. We'll see. It's a much nicer setup in my room, at least, than I had last year.
Steven also has an ex-roommate who's trying to out my boy like $80. We're gonna come get him.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I fucking want. Oh man, what? That guy's. I remember when I told him that he never stood up for himself until he actually. Oh man, that was something else.
Steven has a problem with passive aggressiveness,
This
and his
guy's-
ex-roommate was mighty passive aggressive.
Well, the day I move out, he decides to tell me to suck a dick and eat my $80. Like, how nice of you, man.
So, if I may, let's back up and get that story. But what when Sam said that Steven has a problem with passive aggressiveness, what I took it to mean was that you were passive aggressive, but which I did. I've never known. Which I've never known Steven to be. But and so it threw me off. But clearly, you have a problem with passive aggressive people, which I think is a good problem to have. Can you say more?
I just don't like.
Explain the.
I don't like being manipulated to do stuff. That
Explain the use of.
Yeah. Well,
would you do this, or will you do this?
So okay, this guy.
Can you do it, or will you?
Upset with 2 people over the course of the year. So imagine that I'm playing music loud and it's late.
Imagine it.
And you come out and say, "Hey man, can you turn the music down a little?" It's like, yeah, I fucking could. Like, for sure, man, I could. You know, and instead of being like, "Listen, man, I gotta sleep. Please turn the music down."
Yeah.
Like, it's like that difference to me is like, yeah, I could, but now I really don't want to. Like, especially when you're. Well, this guy had a number of other
personality
traits.
Social traits, I guess you'd say.
Right.
He was very standoffish the whole time living there.
And he also liked to leave meat on the counter. Like, he wasn't a good. It's not like he was doing it for a reason, because he was like getting the meat to the right temperature before he cooked it.
This guy.
He would just have like raw chicken out, or like.
With a bunch of stuff.
He was horrid. It was a horrid roommate. He was a horrid roommate.
And would like barely defrost it for like 15 minutes. And would like fry this frozen meat. I would try like. He gave me a sample of one of the things he made, like at the beginning of the time he subleased for the summer. He kind of at the beginning of the summer he gave me a taste of something. It was just like shoe leather, man.
So this is somebody.
I don't feel bad at all ripping on this fucker either.
I just started to feel bad.
Sure.
Just because we're kind of wasting our time. But it's an unfortunate thing to live with shitty roommates, and one thing you got to do sometimes is. Well, I mean, at least we've acquainted ourselves with your roommates that you're living in.
I like them.
They're nice guys.
Yeah. So they helped me move my bed in. I took off some of the crowning on the door frame.
Hey.
And
they probably didn't like it too much anyway.
Knocked a plant over.
They seem like nice fellas. They really do.
They're fine.
Really
they're very
affable.
A few times we've been walking down the street and ran into them while intoxicated.
Oh, is that
They're
right?
always having a good time.
Yeah. I was gonna say they're very Ann Arbor. I have.
They're very
grad students.
I lived in Ann Arbor for years, and I don't now. But that's like right where it's just like nothing's changed in a way. Like, it's a great town.
Still a college town.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
I think maybe Ann Arbor's like a little bit unique as college towns go, though. Unique's maybe strong, but
that's the point of a college town, right? You want to go to this little unique
Columbia.
spot.
Yeah, sure.
How is it different?
Than Columbia.
Sure.
Because Garrett went to Missouri for grad school.
Yeah. God, that's a good question. I don't know. I wonder if my I really it's like I'm like glutton for punishment, so I might open this can of worms if we like really wanted to go down it. But I don't know if like my like representation of Columbia is. I think Columbia is a pretty great town, really. I mean, actually, it's a pretty great college town too.
Yeah.
But like maybe my I don't know.
Why is Ann Arbor unique?
Yeah, well, that's where I was going to drive at. I think maybe growing up around here in southeastern Michigan, that maybe it's just a nostalgia thing. That maybe I just look at it like, like you look at like.
Did you used to come to Ann Arbor?
Yeah, definitely.
When you were a kid?
Definitely.
Yeah,
sure,
same with me.
Yeah.
That's why it's weird that I found like occupation in Ann Arbor, because I always thought of Ann Arbor as like this place that you'd go to.
You know what I've always appreciated about Ann Arbor? Say what you want about it. because there are definitely things of concern. I feel like people keep their gardens, still keep nice gardens in Ann Arbor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like enough.
Right.
It's
You
like
have curb appeal in Ann Arbor.
yeah. I like the old houses and shit.
Yeah, you know, I think there is something to.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
maybe that's
undeniable.
It. Maybe that's it. I mean, I
Columbia's not ugly.
Oh, not at all. Not well. No, it's not ugly. It's not ugly, but you know, Ann Arbor's got a lot of virtues. It has like a kind of like congested city atmosphere in kind of the center space, and it has something of a very funky.
Are we all in the shop?
No, we're all fine. We have a 12-minute.
Oh yeah. We gotta set a timer next time.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah. I think there is something to like the community around Ann Arbor that has like a certain attitude that I think, I mean, maybe unique is like too strong, but you know, it's a little bit different than
I don't
most
think
places.
it's unique in the. I mean, did you know? Oh, I'll ask you this. Did you know this? U of M is the biggest employer in the state of Michigan.
Sure. Yeah. I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, well, I mean,
What do you think about that, Steve?
I think that the university is doing an awfully good job creating a safe space for everyone
Do we need a lot of safe
in and
spaces,
around
Stephen?
Ann Arbor.
Do we need one of those?
I mean,
Would
that
a big,
depends
Yeah.
a corporate
depends on-
size safe space?
That depends on how you feel about such things. I
Right.
would say probably not. But I don't think that's unique about Ann Arbor. I think Ann Arbor is another example of kind of the. Just asking.
Yeah. What do you mean by that though? When you say that, like, I want you to maybe unpack what you said. I think I get the gist of it, but.
I think like the university.
Hold on.
Good.
Go ahead.
I think the university like has a unbelievable amount of control in this, like geographical domain,
definitely.
as well as like
Definitely.
you know it has a
Yeah.
reach beyond the geography, but like
Yeah.
Ann Arbor wouldn't be Ann Arbor without the university, and the university is
Yeah.
pursuing a certain line of policies
Right.
that's, I think, trickling into the everyday culture and
Right,
interactions of the people in the town.
Yeah.
And so like
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I think that's right. I think that's something that maybe we should talk about more. I mean, I think to my point, you know, about the community and stuff. I mean, I think it's maybe I think that's actually something worrying to me, because I think you're right. I mean, I think what I'm saying, you know, you know, it's a town that, you know, legalized or decriminalized marijuana, at least, you know.
Yeah, and they had the biggest hash
Well, it's
bash.
always been the most. Well, the interesting thing about it to me was like, Michigan was a hotbed of the Vietnam protests.
Sure,
I
sure,
mean,
yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
and has always kind of been known for being very progressive, which I think has been very commendable at times in the university's history. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
been replaced with has been like just doldrum, literally like
Yeah.
beating the fucking drum
Yes.
rallies on campus.
Yes.
I mean, so I was when Richard Spenser was not I take that back. Richard Spenser, I won't say anything about my thoughts on the man.
Uh-huh.
Richard Spenser was going to come speak at Michigan. People protested. I was in the like fishbowl, which is like the computer lab on main campus.
Very
And
large
it
computers.
was-
Yeah.
It wasn't.
You see everywhere.
It
from the
was.
outside. Yeah.
They were just beating the drum, and there was literally this girl just screaming into a megaphone, and people were just echoing back what she was saying. It was.
Well, yeah.
It was
yeah.
frightening,
Yeah.
and you could feel. Yeah,
Well, I think that's right. There is something frightening to me about, to bring it back. I think what the phenomena that you're describing, right, that's happening in Michigan, with
Sure.
regards to these kind of progressive politics and what have you. That's certainly not unique to Michigan either, right? I
No.
mean that's everywhere. So yeah, with Richard Spenser, yeah, I don't think it's worth anybody's time unpacking it. Like we don't even have to waste our time condemning. Obviously,
Would you tell me who Richard Spenser is?
He's like a leading alt-right figure. He's a white nationalist.
He's literally
Whoa! What's going on
So-
with these things not in the fridge?
I was about to pour one. But yeah.
Shut your mouth.
But yeah, go ahead.
no, he's a
Alcohol abuser.
he's like, if you want to make an argument that the alt-right was a strictly white nationalist bunch of troublemakers, people point to this Richard Spenser guy. Not that he's
proof
he's not
that that's what it
necessarily
is.
the dumbest person in the entire world, but he has a pretty extreme
Oh, well-
series of viewpoints.
Well, he's-
And so people
Right,
were
right.
really upset about him
Right.
coming to speak at the university. So they had these rallies, but there wasn't a outpouring of ideas so much as the crying of slogans accompanied by this.
Yeah.
I mean, just it literally was this these doldrum rallies and people just shouting into megaphones, and it was
Yeah.
the type of
Well, it's inane and asinine and it's all empty, right? I mean, these are people that they're not. I mean, for one thing, Richard Spenser Cook. I hate to dwell on this, right? Because I know you were trying to move past it too. And like you were
Listen,
talking about,
it's
but
not,
like
he's not the most savory person to be.
We could go back
He's not
to
the
the
most
beginning of the
savory
conversation.
person whose right to free speech you would want to. He's not the person you necessarily want to speak freely, but he's the person who, if you believe in the principle, you have to let.
Well, that's where I hoped to bring this, right? So yeah, you mentioned progressive politics and whatnot, but like I think there was a time where, and I like to think of it this way. Maybe this is just me romanticizing Ann Arbor, but I like to think of Ann Arbor. I like to think of Ann Arbor is literally like the bastion of liberal principles, and in more than that, of free speech in particular. Right? Like I like to think that this was like one of the places.
One of them.
But
Yeah,
sure. That's the trouble, though, is that when Richard
I'll-
Spenser comes here, Richard Spenser is not in favor of free speech. He might have like some kind of facade, but he's clearly not. And then he
Michigan's
meets with a bunch of
interesting
far
in a
left
number of
protesters
ways.
who are also not in free speech, who would gladly enact violence if given an opportunity against him and whatnot. And that's what concerns me most, is that we can easily talk this person down, right, and debate him.
So far,
Right?
we've
He's
all
not
we've
some-
done on this symposium is talk two people down, just so we're keeping
Who we
tabs.
talked down?
Your roommate and this Richard Spenser guy.
We haven't talked Richard Spencer down. We've been
No, we-
awfully generous to Richard Spencer.
Yeah, right.
I've said nothing. If anything,
You're implying that you won't say anything about him because all you have to say is
I'm
negative.
saying we can defeat him with words. When I say talk him down, I mean our words can
You can defeat him by not talking
Our
about
words
him,
are
too.
well, sure.
We're not trying to
but
defeat him or not.
again,
The point was about
again,
the
that
people.
was sorry. You
The point was about. I was struck very seriously by the people
Surrounding
protesting
him.
this guy.
Yeah.
I literally had nothing to do in my mind with who was speaking. It was the nature of these rallies against this guy speaking on
right.
campus,
Right.
and how empty-minded they seemed, and there was literally just the beating of the drum and the making of noise for the sake of.
Okay, I was
for
kind of under
sake
the
of
impression
making
that
noise.
you thought he was making them beat the drum.
No,
No.
I mean he was. I mean
he was doing that.
He's doing whatever he's trying to do. Like people are just opposed to it, and did so loudly and did so in a way that was, in my mind, very frightening because it was so mindless and, like you said, like they were talking about like fighting back, and it is this like it is the overturning of the oppressor and protecting the victim narrative, and it was brought. I mean, that as well as being blown through these megaphones, and I was like walking to class watching it, and I just remember my heart. I was just watching this with my heart racing. I was reading like Brave New World.
Yeah, that's scary though. It's scary to watch.
So I mean, like for me, it's always been like whatever like my reading is, and how that like overlays with my experience, that can produce like a really intense experience.
Oh, can.
And so I've been reading Brave New World while this was going on, and I was just like, I had a few things happen like in a short period of time that. But I was just really struck by this like protest.
This is a point worth dwelling on. Just consider that for a moment, right? Like the power of what you're reading at any given time, which I think is like, I don't know where you hope to take this, but like those ideas. Nietzsche said it, right? He has an aphorism. It's 3 words: ideas are dangerous, and they are. Like you get an idea swirling around in your brain. That's what those kids are doing, right? Their idea is that like we got to do something about this.
Yeah.
Like they're
the question in the situation like that is whether or not they have an idea or the idea has them.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what's making them
right.
seem dull, is that they are not projecting anything. They're being taken over by this weird idea, and they're just radiating this odd.
Yeah. I was like during that time too, I was taking this class that was I basically had to get like this credit to graduate for social sciences. And so I took this linguistics class first semester of my senior year and bombed it. I basically didn't. Basically, I failed this class. No excuses.
Loser.
Yeah, it happens to the rest of us.
Takes a few broken eggs. They say.
I had to retake my social science credit, and so I was taking this class as International Studies 101, and it was all about the like globalist. It was a lot about globalization and where the world is going in that sense. And I was also doing a Brave New World reading during that. And I would go to that class. I would just be like,
speechless
and just like breathlessly like terrified at points.
Right.
And so that was a strange time, but I think going back to like what's going on in Michigan is like kind of in Ann Arbor it's the instantiation of this value system of safety and protection.
Right.
And it's getting
and also like what you said, the employment and money making.
Right, but I'm saying like the organization that's like I was saying in this position of that they're the largest employer in the state. They're holding these values and sticking to them and spreading them through this geographical location. Like I think it's influenced the culture of the town itself. Now, granted, Michigan,
it is the culture of the town itself.
Right.
That's how we began this conversation.
Yep.
And like,
and I'm not saying there's a criticism. I'm just saying.
I think it is what it is.
It should be.
It should be
right for criticism. Though.
I think I would say
it's a beautifully artistic city.
Oh, it's amazing, man. It's a great city.
It's beautiful, and I think there's it's very interesting though.
Stunning.
Like it's so. Beautiful. It's interesting how often you hear someone say like, kind of like you said at the beginning of the conversation, oh, that person's so Ann Arbor, and have this connotation of like, oh, they're so passive
and
pretty. All these guys are dressed nice.
Pretty.
They're
They're pretty motherfuckers.
prim and prop.
Yeah.
they got clean sneakers.
What did that one kid call me, Shaggy, one day?
But
the kid called me
rolled
Shaggy.
up
Remember
pant
that?
legs, man.
But you know, I don't.
The rolled up pant legs is really funny to me.
I do that. Just because I don't like baggy pants.
I don't begrudge it though, because you know
I'm saying like above the ankles, like.
I do it.
No, not really.
Not really. No, yeah, I do it reasonably.
You know, I think I've been lucky enough to be like on kind of the edge, kind of like riding these two kind of worlds my whole life, where like I'm like.
I feel the same.
I'm literally like redneck and like hick enough.
Right,
like I
right.
can do that,
Right.
but I'm still like too swarmy for those fucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit too much of like edge but like when I come to Ann Arbor, like I'm not really Ann Arbor either, because
Right.
like you know
that's what I feel like.
they're
this place-
practically faggots to me. You know what I mean? Like everybody, like you know what I mean? Like
That's
so it's like I can't quite, you know, I'm
we're gonna
I'm
get
a little.
we're gonna get ripped from.
We're gonna
the
hashtag faggot on this podcast because that's one of my favorite words.
Well,
to be honest.
yeah.
That's that could take me a whole nother. Your use of the word faggot there could take me in a whole nother direction. But I was gonna say, I get what you're saying in the sense like. Part of what coming here and training has done for me is give myself a little bit of that.
Oh, God bless this place for that.
Because
Oh my God, no.
I come from. We're at my house today. You know where I come from.
It's a great place, man. Great
I mean,
place.
The grass is green.
You know,
God
the grass is
fucking
green.
bless Steven's
I say this.
Steven's got a great
when I say this, I'm thinking about your family, but it's a beautiful place. Obviously, I mean, you know,
Let's preface.
Yeah,
Where's
the grass is
Steven?
green.
Steven, where are you from?
Well, a nice suburb. A nice suburb.
From the hills of
I would like him to tell my fans.
from the hills of Bloomfield, where the flowers are always blooming in fields.
The fields, they're never ending.
Oh,
Fields
man.
of bloom.
You know what? This is an interesting term, and on the topic, so this was very funny. I went to my sister's. This was a year ago. I was reminded of this. I'm gonna give my mom shit for a second. So
what's up?
Mom couldn't go to my sister's volleyball meeting a year ago, so she had me go to the parents' meeting for my sister's volleyball team. Then she had my dad go this year, so we
Smart.
joked that she had missed the volleyball parents meeting 2 years in a row. But so anyhow,
Got her.
yeah. Anyhow, at this volleyball meeting, there was a similar. I mean, at my sister's high school, and we've talked about this with my sister, just like in her English and social studies classes, like what's going on with that. But like their mentality of like the team and the community, it was a fucking. They were like reading from Marx. Literally, like the slogan on the back of the shirt, it was. No, this is what it was. They took Weenie Weedy. Caesar's quote, "I came, I saw, I conquered." Weenie Weedy Weechie. So they took that.
Vinny Vinny Vici.
No, it's you say I'm Latin. You don't say V's. You say weenie because it was Weenie Weedy Weechie. Weenie Weedy Weechie.
Well, everyone
That's how you say it.
everyone's gonna understand it as Vinny Vinny Vici.
Yeah, but when you say Latin, you don't say it with V's because they didn't say that. They said
No,
U's.
okay, yeah. I think you are right.
I
He
know
may be,
that- I
yeah,
know
maybe,
that-
but how come you
But,
and I?
okay, so
heard it as
Veiny,
Fady Faggy Vici.
whatever. So they took that and they made it first person plural. So their slogan on the back of their shirts was
We
came,
came,
we saw, we conquered.
Sure, right. Italian's Benny Vici.
Sure. Okay. That's true. That's true.
Bellissimo.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I went to this meeting. I was struck by the fact that my little sister's high school, which is in this, they had taken it from the individual act of which I mean Caesar coming and seeing and conquering, you know, whatever, but they took it and made it this group mentality.
Sure. The collective.
Exactly. So anyhow, they collectivized Caesar.
They collected these little girls.
And so
this savage group of people.
But you know what they called? This is what I was gonna say originally. Was you know what they called the like Birmingham like culture that these teenage kids grow up in? This was another instance of me being
bubble?
on the borderline. The Birmingham bubble. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. They call it the Birmingham bubble. That's always struck me as, and this is, I mean, seriously, this is one of the top 10 most expensive real estate areas in the country.
Right, yeah.
To these kids, psychologically, it's the Birmingham bubble. And dare I say it's
right.
But
it's like the equivalent of like the Silicon Valley
mentality. It's like it's been
right.
so it's yeah. But so
right. Well, you know, in my short time at like U of M and whatnot, you know, I know like a handful of kids from up that way, and yeah, it's like, I mean, it's just crazy, you know what I mean? You go to these people's cottages and what have you,
man,
and it's just like,
yeah, they're nice.
I mean,
they're really
the
nice.
kids' cottages, yeah, it's their cottage.
well, yeah, I mean,
I'm about to open this chocolate.
It's like
a little caffeine.
So the first food of the symposium, yeah.
I have.
Or did you have a
Speaking of symposium, a big shout out to our friends at
yeah, we honestly
at Unity Vibration.
Yeah.
We're sorry about your side. We're so sorry.
Wait, what?
Garrett, it was an accident.
Don't.
It was an accident.
We're not talking about it. Whatever. Unity Vibrations.
No, she knows. She knows. She knows. So.
Well, I was pulling out of the parking lot and managed to all but knock over their sign. But I think we got it back together though. Shouts out to Unity Vibration, my favorite kombucha company and my favorite beer company.
Do we know of anyone else who makes kombucha beer?
No,
I don't think there's a popularized company like Unity Vibrations that makes kombucha beer.
Is that right?
I don't know how that's possible, but it doesn't actually make any sense to me.
Yeah, you would think there would have to be somebody.
That actually
would
makes
do,
zero sense to me.
Have to be somebody that would do high alcohol kombucha. Right?
All you have to do, it's the exact.
No, it's a different process.
No. I'm saying it's like.
Whatever,
I'm not saying same process, same difficulty level. Right?
I don't know.
Gotta be like.
This lady.
Hey, I'm not saying that. Let me see. Wait, hold on.
So let me just say this.
Smells like a little heart.
Let me just say this. I've taken classes with I've taken classes with
I smell the soul.
I've taken classes with the people that brew here.
I love her.
Cheers.
Kombucha classes, but when
Chocolate cheers.
When I asked them about beer, they told me that it was a different class, and that the recipe would have to be different. Now, my understanding is that with the SCOBY, the symbiotic colony of
the
bacteria,
collective union
and yeast, whatever the acronym stands for,
right?
The big jellyfish-looking thing.
Oh, it's an acronym. SCOBY is an acronym.
Yep. And it basically so long as you're feeding it the appropriate amount of sugar and whatnot, it won't go over a certain amount of alcohol.
Okay.
Like you have to do something else to it.
You're feeding it,
and you can't just go crazy with the sugar,
right?
or like it will, I don't know, it like kills you or something.
Oh,
well,
that's it. That's the kombucha science tip of the day. If you put too much sugar, you'll die.
Or maybe just you like stick your big toe.
Leave that out.
I don't know. It's something like that.
Ooh. Garrett, you're the worst sharer of all time.
I got a new cap for my water bottle today.
Let me
on
help
the
you.
bright side.
Oh, you told her you broke one?
Yeah.
Steven likes to drink his water out of a Unity Vibrations kombucha growler.
It works.
Works well. Carries 1 full gallon of water. Or whatever 64 ounces, right? It's like a gallon, right? I don't know math, ladies and
Seems
gentlemen.
about right.
Seems about right. Alright,
So,
let's have a drastic change of topic.
the book on the table today is a Dostoevsky book.
Actually, okay.
Oh, yeah,
What are you
sure.
gonna say
Yeah,
about
yeah, please.
Dostoevsky?
No, I wasn't going to say much about Dostoevsky except,
I actually want to read a poem.
okay, Stephen can read a poem.
Toss it in my backpack. Where is it? Give me like.
This is one of the best books I ever bought. Zoom in.
This is.
Oh,
good.
Garrett.
This thing we
Hit
have
that
to
camera.
read.
And then go again.
Here.
You remember what button? Garrett.
It's not set. It's
I'm all
not
by
a camera
myself
button.
now. Should I start reading?
It is.
Yeah, no, it was still recording.
Oh.
Good. Garrett's still learning. He'll understand one day.
This made me delightfully happy to read. So this is Camille Paglia's poetry book. It's a collection of 43 of the world's best poems, and then Camille Paglia writes like these essays telling you what they're actually about, and it's very insightful.
Mm-hmm.
So I read this poem by this guy William Carlos Williams called.
What a creative name.
I wonder if that's his actual name.
William Carlos Williams.
There was also this guy named
My name's
Ford
Henry.
Maddox Ford who did the same thing.
My name's Henry Carl Henryson.
Anyhow.
Anywho. Anyway. This is so funky.
This is just to say, I've eaten the plums that were in the icebox, and which you were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me, they were delicious, so sweet and so cold. That's it.
That makes me feel.
What do you think of that, Garrett?
That makes me feel like accidents are a blessed thing, but to do an accident on purpose is sort of an art. Or to do not an accident per se, but who's that one hurting? What's that one hurting? He could have said it was an accident. He could have just said, "Oh, whoops, I didn't know you wanted those." But instead, he wrote this completely beautiful poem about some little sweet little poem.
Here,
I like
why
that
you can read
I like
a
that
little
poem.
bit of what Paglia wrote. I would say the 2 paragraphs are there and there.
The poem was right
I just read that late at night, and it made me it just made me happy and want some plums.
Yeah, I'm quite a fan of plums.
Yeah, of course. It's quite. Basically, what Paglia thinks of that poem is that it's this guy
Evidently written overnight.
taking the initiative because he knows his wife is going to be pissed at him. Basically, she assumes that it's his wife's plums, which is a delightful metaphor, right?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
your wife has these nice juicy plums, and you steal them, and so he's apologizing by he's trying to apologize in advance, and turn her foreseen anger into her forgiveness.
Whimsical fucking.
It was something I liked.
The omnipotent mistress now rules the icebox, which has supplanted the blazing hearth as a vital center of the modern kitchen.
That's unbelievably brilliant, right?
What a great thing to say.
It was like,
Let me
that
say it one more
word-
time. Let me say it one more time.
okay.
The omnipotent mistress now rules the icebox, which has supplanted the blazing hearth as the vital center of the modern kitchen.
And this is so in line with her thinking about how the matriarchy has been transformed by the modernization of society and mass collectivization. Like what? It was. Because I finished the I told you I finished the Neumann.
Shout out to Eric Neumann again, forever and ever.
Look, I will never forget the moment watching Camille Paglia and Jordan Peterson talk. And if you are interested in
we could even put that link in the description because that's worthwhile to listen to.
There's a moment in those two talking when they get to this point and they start discussing this guy Eric Neumann, and they just look at each other, and they're talking about this book, The Origins and History of Consciousness, and Camille Paglia goes, that was one of my most influential books. And Peterson goes, yeah, well, I think that guy's a bloody genius. And Paglia goes, well, yeah, that was one of my most influential books. And they just share this moment of eye contact. And when I saw that, interaction, I was like, I gotta read that book. But so as I've been reading this book by Paglia and having the Neumann, you get you see her influence by him.
Right.
And so in that comment is this whole idea about the warmth of the woman's heart being frozen in modern times. And she puts that in but in this real way of we go to our fridge and heat something up in a microwave. And we stay
Well, you go to your mom to have her coddle your frozen little heart when it's hurt.
I guess.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Where are you going to get that warmth? Nowhere. You don't get it from anywhere.
Right.
You don't get the warmth that you feel from a random
But
nice
the thing
woman
is,
that you met.
your mom's not
else.
tending the hearth anymore. She's tending the icebox. That's a bummer, yo.
She's only cooling things. She's only melting things at this point.
You two sound like some Freudians.
Freudians? Oh, please. She's all Jung.
Your language sounds Freudian. I'm not talking
okay,
about
sure.
her.
Okay, so why do you say that?
I'm talking about icebox mothers and the rest.
Well, just because this poem... Well, first I'll say two things.
It's language.
I'll say two things.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, what we're referring to right now is the transformation of women's roles in societies, which I don't really know what it has to do with Freud. But second of all, this poem isn't... This poem's about a man with his lover.
You don't think Freud referred to a transformation about women in society? I mean his literally his entire ideas were about the pathologies that resulted from mothers'
desire for mother. Yeah.
Well, mothers who were not like the mothers that we had in our ancestral environments. Right? Yeah. It was all about what our mothers did to us, and it was all about, in particular, our icebox mothers.
Yeah.
You literally use that term.
Sure. Okay.
Tell us. Tell us.
I guess. You know more Freud than
Yeah,
me.
I don't know much. I have not studied him, so if I speak as the language of him, it's due simply to my culture and not my...
I will say...
Sure.
I mean...
Due simply to...
What this guy is trying to overcome is... The poem is about overcoming that frigidness by warming up to his beloved and say, I stole your sweet, cold, delicious poems.
Right.
But do forgive me, I couldn't help myself. I mean,
right
so there's something
it's not
heroic
quite
in that and facing.
You gotta face.
But I get your point. Sure.
Yeah. Well, also the tangent we went on was more Freudian.
It's no criticism.
The channel.
What's your thought on Freud, my man? That wasn't you got at us with aggressiveness about that.
Well, it wasn't a criticism. It was literally an observation.
I was struck by it too.
Well, I don't.
Because I mean, we were speaking specifically. To me, what that comment was really about was about the
Yeah, no,
distance women have from their original roles in society or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Which
No, yeah.
Which is that's a brutal fucking way to say it.
Yeah, so
but that is what she's referring to when she says, have moved away from the hearth, or exactly what she says.
Right.
We're moved away from the hearth and now are ruling the icebox.
Right, yeah,
And she's, listen, I know she's read a shit ton of Freud and a shit ton of Norman.
Well, don't let my remark about Freud.
No. It's a beautiful. That's a beautiful thing you said.
Right in there.
It's a beautiful thing you said.
I was serious when I asked you why you said that.
I am too.
It smacked of Freud to me quite a bit.
I wouldn't deny it. I wouldn't deny that it.
I once heard Camille Paglia say, or I didn't even hear this. I read this in Junk Bonds and Corporate Raiders. She said, reading Freud, you can feel new tracks in your brain being cut, basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That's a very interesting way to put it.
She's like,
that's
you don't
read.
She was talking too. This was interesting because she was talking about the learning process. She was like, you don't read Freud for his conclusions. You read Freud because his thinking.
You want to understand how he got through the problem.
Following how he thought cuts new tracks. In your brain of how to think. We talked a little bit about Freud last week too, because of the Need shit.
We're gonna probably talk about Freud every single fucking episode.
Well, I mean,
we're gonna fucking do it.
This is not the psychoanalyst podcast.
Yeah,
it really is. I really don't know. The most psychology I've really read, other than so I've read the supplementary stuff for the Peterson lectures, which I've watched pretty religiously.
It's pretty deep too.
Yeah, that was no joke. The most psychological. Well, Dostoevsky was a fucking psychologist.
Yeah.
Have either of you ever interacted with a psychotherapist?
The Neumann.
Oh God, yeah.
That's probably what we would be needing to talk about if we've all interacted. I had a psychotherapist for 6 months straight, every single week.
Oh, I've had like 10 or something.
It's very, dude. So one of the things that this article I told Sam about last week, that I had to read for this Aeneid class, one of her points was talking about how much we can't separate our.
Do you want to continue?
Yeah.
I was just saying, I think I want to jump in for just a second, and then I want to continue.
Well, we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and Garrett's going to cut Steven off.
I was just going to say, before you cut me off, what Freud did in large part was take our external experience that was often categorized as spiritual, religious, those experiences. Freud psychologized those for our culture, and we can't move beyond that because those are real good ideas.
Yes.
Now Jung is
ideas are dangerous, right, Nietzsche?
Now that's where Jung comes in, is he tries to reconcile those experiences that are beyond oneself with with Freud's basic excavation, the psyche. And bang.
Yeah, and all that I wanted to, I just wanted to prompt you with this, really, when I wanted to cut in. Off camera, before we started all this conversation, I was just like berating the two of you with stuff that I'm obsessed with, mostly North Korea, also Taiwan. But they're basically, they're literally these regimes, these political regimes that are based on like a mythology that is, if you understand the mythology, it has it smacks of a psychologism that is not unlike what you're talking about. Like they want to hark on those same things.
So the point of people latch onto symbols. And if you can win the battle of symbols in the culture as a hegemonic state, then you can get people to sing your song and dance your dance and march your march. And people, but if you can latch on to the archetypal images and use those to dig into people's instinctual behavior, people have manipulated that. And you take a hegemonic state like North Korea or
maybe it's an
Nazi
extreme
Germany
example, but
or the Soviet Union or Cambodia or
all good examples.
I mean,
well,
and in some ways you're not wrong. In some ways, the United States has gripped into the psyche of its population. But so this is something Neumann says too. What's uniquely Western and what's uniquely Western is the canonization of the hero myth and of the individual's prominence. So like if the hero's myth is psychologically analogous to the individuation process, it's a representation of that process in the mythological record. What's uniquely Western is the canonization of the values of the hero myth. That works in some ways as a bulwark against the possession of the individual's perspective by these collectively manipulated symbols or whatever.
Right. These are all the same problems that we're talking about when we're talking about University of Michigan, when we're talking about people having ideologies rather than being possessed by their beliefs. These are the same issues. I mean, they sound so abstract, but they're the same thing.
Remember when we were at the wrestling meet, and what was it? The university had these Air Jordan shirts that said, like,
respect is earned.
Respect is earned. And then the other one was
their shirt was true. The rest
and then the university's sports team's shirt said "Respect is earned," and the university's slogan is
"Respect everyone."
Expect respect. It's expect respect. It's a complete contradiction.
Either expect respect or earn respect. You can't do both. Right? I mean,
right.
Are we? Oh no,
no, we're good.
They're fundamentally conflicting. Either earn or respect.
But
all right.
Well, put it a different way, right? I mean, either things are a competence hierarchy, or just expect the exact same share as everybody else, no matter how great or shitty.
Yes.
Right. I mean, this is a very simple.
It should have said expect socialism.
Right. Expect your fair share. I mean,
what do you mean by that? Expect socialism.
That's what giving people each other their share.
Another euphemism would be your fair share.
Okay. If you expect respect, then you're
hoping that the entire society is respectful.
Assuming everyone's on the same.
Who knows? I don't know.
Is equally worthy of respect or whatever.
Who the fuck knows? Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Just enough to balance out the next guy.
I guess.
Some guy the other day told me that there's no such thing as balance.
There's no such thing as balance?
I had to get away from him.
Yeah.
This is one way to think of that statement. It's like you just used that word in a sentence, and we both knew what it meant. I wrote in that.
You just balanced yourself into a complete sentence, sir.
Well,
no, I know. I asked him about the fire.
One of the most interesting things to me is. So there was this line, and I'm gonna plug one of my stories real fucking quick.
Stephen Sam stories on YouTube.
There's this idea of proof through negation, right? So like by arguing the opposite of something, oftentimes you're proving that like that
The existence of the thing.
right just by arguing it's opposite, because oftentimes things only exist in relation to their opposite.
Contrast.
So this was an example from this story I wrote, was at one point this guy says God damn it, and then thinks to himself, proof through negation.
Right.
It's like there's no such thing as balance, but if there's a mutually agreed thing on, like if the word balance has
If
a
we know what
mutually
balance-
agreed
yeah,
definition that you're arguing against, it's
Then
like,
we're standing on the same point.
how, like you might say like, well, I don't think balance is like a worthwhile aim, or I don't think, to me personally, like I don't get what all these other people are talking about when they're talking about balance. But like, just by using the word in context, you're acknowledging that the word has meaning.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
Even if you're arguing against it, by applying something in context, you can prove it through the act of trying to negate it if you're not careful.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, it depends.
Which is a funny thing.
It is certainly a funny thing, as is a lot of philosophy.
You can get quite philosophical at this point, right? I mean, I don't think we could tedious. I don't. You could get rather tedious with it, but yeah, I think your analysis is. Yeah. I think that's a good way to live, right?
So one point I made to the boy was that we were sitting at a fire, and I said you're balancing quite evenly on the point of cold and hot right now, right? And he was like, I guess, man, like I could sit back here if I wanted to. I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. It'll get a little cold. He's like, oh, well, I can sit up by the fire. I was like, yeah, you get a little hot. It's like, what are we talking about?
You'll read this eventually, I think. I think you'll stick with the Dostoevsky probably.
He's my favorite writer of all time.
I think he fucking hooked you.
Yeah, he's all time. He's all time.
My favorite. Yeah.
So in Demons, the town, the working part of the town gets lit on fire. And he describes in detail people's fascination with fire. And like, so you're sitting and watching this guy, and you're totally right. This guy's striking a balance of where he is in relation to the fire, and monitoring his body.
The thing was that we had been doing that all night because it was a hot day, and we started the fire too soon. And everyone knew we started the fire too soon because the goddamn sun.
And they just instinctually were.
Everyone knew. They were like, "Oh, we can't have the fire yet. We can't sit by the fire." And I'm like, "Why?" And then I actually brought that up to him.
I'm gonna rattle off a list. Tell me what you think of this. Your primordial instincts go in relatively this order.
Hold on. Go. I had to set myself. No, I just had to set myself up for that.
All right. So, satisfaction of hunger. Well, I think first homeostasis.
Yeah.
So, body temperature.
Your stuff that you can't even do.
Like, to against this guy's point, like, you have to achieve. Your primary goal is achieving certain balances within your body function to like.
I mean,
you can say that about the entire universe. That's why they call it a Goldilocks state.
Sure. Yeah.
I brought this was my point to him through and through. It was like we live on a planet that only resides in balance.
You guys are getting really into it now. I mean, you can survive without food for
Garrett, yeah, we know that you ate. We know you might have ate 8,000 calories 2 days ago, and you're like, oh, I'm fine for 3 days.
You can get pretty fucking cold.
You can say, oh, you can survive for.
But I mean,
You can get pretty fucking cold in relation to like. You have to maintain a certain internal body temperature, and you have to take a certain amount of energy to do that.
Sure.
And if you can't maintain that, then you fucking freeze to death.
Sure.
Yeah, if you're
like
shivering
you can go a while
and
without
not
eating, but if you don't eat,
if you shiver, that's what I'm saying. Like, If you were outside of this
You
little
can-
heated radiator that we were sitting in, your body starts working
I
harder
get it,
to
you're a tough
maintain
fucking
balance.
Guy, Garrett.
Garrett, you go to sleep more than anyone else
I mean,
at
get
goddamn
you're a
final round
wilderness
mixed martial arts.
person.
He loves to go to sleep.
That's true.
Garrett doesn't care. He doesn't care about this balance.
Do it, dog. You fool. Cool.
So, Connor.
This guy Conrad,
Conroy.
he's slapped Mr. Garrett twice. Both
Same choke.
Both with arm triangles. It is what it is. We'll get to you in a second. We'll get to you in a second.
Garrett!
Hey, you can fuck up. Never when I was below a blood alcohol content of 0.1. Just so we're clear. You know.
This is true. This is very true. Garrett loves alcohol.
No excuses. You fucking roll. If you want to roll,
Just say it.
fucking roll.
Just say it.
Look.
Garrett also actually may I say one time he might have had a psilocybin level of higher than 0.1.
That's true too.
He was high on
So he
mushrooms
gets
and he got
slapped
choked out.
twice.
No, you bring up a good point though. I mean,
Let me
no
tell this
excuses though. I mean, no excuses.
No excuses. It is what it is. The
We love
second
Garrett.
time
Garrett's-
Nick was sitting there next to me,
Top
who's
class.
Nick. Yeah.
the Hefe.
Yeah, sure.
Shout out to Nick Christ.
Come on. Alright,
God bless this soul.
he was sitting there in 30 seconds before he's going out. And I was like,
Yeah. Well.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
bro,
that
we
was
all
the-
saw it.
That was the trouble, man. I don't think back then that I realized that I could go out by that.
This was
I was
3
just
months
like
ago.
I was just like, yeah. Yeah.
You didn't think he... Granted, this was the second time he went out in the gym. This was the second time. The mushroom times was the second time.
Well, I'm also not a bitch, so you know I don't have to bullshit. So I was just like,
Conroy taps people with bullshit.
I was like, this doesn't hurt.
It's
So this doesn't hurt. So he's gonna give up on it. Like his grip's gonna give out because this doesn't hurt, and I don't feel like I'm gonna go out.
Let's talk about the
And
contrast.
then I would wake up and be like, oh, where the fuck?
Let's take this
what
to-
the fuck? Oh, god damn it.
Let's take this to...
I think we're.
No. Oh.
You just forgot to restart it. I think you forgot to restart it.
Forgot to restart it. We're timing it for 12... No, we're good. We're timing it for 12 minutes at a time because my camera can only handle 12 minutes of video at a time.
Anyway, mostly
so,
ladies,
what I
I
wanna
love to
do-
get choked unconscious.
What I want to do... What I
saying.
want to do is talk about the contrast between pancreatic styles. So if we can get really serious... One of the books that we have here is called Pancration, and I'm obsessed with ancient styles of fighting, which is cool to think about when we're talking about Conroy and Garrett, because Garrett is very he's a primordial being, which I like that he brought that up earlier. So in future podcasts we'll talk about primordial beings. But if I may, watch out, there's a giant! Oh, never mind, it's just a Jew. A giant Jew has walked back down.
Donnie Horschwitz.
But what I was going to say, Stephen, what I was saying is I want to talk about the similarities and contrasts of Conroy's style of jiu-jitsu and Garrett's style of jiu-jitsu. Similarities. I'm doing this. Also, I'll preface. I just told them that one of the main books that we've been reading is that Pancration book. So, do you have the second version? Booyah! So this first version is in that.
I bet we're probably well represented in that motherfucker, ain't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of the most.
I have to
If
say,
you want,
I
I honestly don't know if anyone's excavated
that's
this
my
and
boy.
like.
Even though I think he gave me ringworm.
Who, Conroy?
Yeah.
Listen, man.
Yeah, he definitely did. So, hold on.
Oh wow, that's a good shot. Is it good? These two books.
I like the narrative over the shot.
I don't think anyone's quite considered yet the studying pancration in relation to MMA. What's up?
All right, sauced up.
All right, so we're back.
Sorry.
We're back. So, last time you guys did not see this very clearly. Here they are. They're much more clear.
Pancreation by Dr. Andres.
Giorgio.
Listen, I think that this is a totally uninvestigated realm of inquiry. The connection between pancreation and MMA and the ancient Greek and modern cultures is so interesting to me. And then you tie a study of gladiators into that and the show business of the fight game, which has become exponentially greater. Alright, what did you want to talk about? You want to talk about Garrett and Conroy's style?
So,
Oh yeah, I want to hear this.
my mind had it erupted when I started hearing Garrett talk about going to sleep. And I didn't realize until you said that Conroy was the one that put him to sleep both times.
Hearing Nick?
No.
Go ahead.
So, my thinking comes from these two books, mostly. Forever when I wanted to train, I've been interested in how people go about fighting at all. And one way that you can go about fighting is being docile. Maybe that's my route. I just pull people on top of me.
Dana
And
heard posted about this
You're
exact
yeah,
thing
yeah,
like
you're,
the
so-
other day.
you're classic jiu-jitsu.
Another thing that you can do. Another thing that you can do is what Garrett and Conroy like to do is put the person as flat on their hips and back as possible, and
Just
keep
the
them where they
pressure,
are.
yeah.
The interesting thing to me, and which is what happens in pancreation, is sometimes you get people that want to do the same exact thing to each other as possible.
Right.
Or, in your
Yeah.
case, you're a little bit more technical, so you get caught off guard by someone who's more...
Yes. Yeah.
Conroy is more something than
Conroy's
you, and you wouldn't even expect that in a
here's the
human
thing.
being. I
The
don't
thing
think.
about
I'm
Conroy-
speaking hyperbolic.
You're
I'm
right,
speaking
you're right,
hyperbolic.
you're right.
You are
absolutely right.
so this thing that I don't have a word for. You're so aggressive or
No, yeah, you're absolutely
top
right.
dominant
Yeah.
that
Especially
when
somebody his
somebody
size.
like Conroy, who's not big, he's not
Well,
intimidating.
No, especially
he's,
somebody's size.
it's hard to
Exactly.
he's
deal
just
with,
a
like-
good, proper athlete. He's
Yep.
completely
He's solid.
top to bottom solid. He rock climbs and bikes everywhere. So this is what I attribute his fitness to. And he
he's a
lifts
bunch of
he
that.
lifts
He's just a
weights
natural-
right before he trains. He's always
Yep.
just he's in this top shape.
It's
I would
it's
put him against
yeah.
like anybody in like fitness shape. Like he's in
Right.
really good shape.
Yeah.
But you're equally as aggressive, but more technical. You're little less aggressive and more technical. So you get caught off guard by this guy who can put you in this weird hold, and
Well,
you're like,
it's
"Oh,
tough,
I'll get
but
out of it. I'll
it's
just
tough
explode
too if
out."
your game
Well,
was
well,
moving
well,
forward like that, and
Right.
someone moves forward against you, and you have to react to that.
More
That's
than
tough.
that. Especially when my blood alcohol content is really
This was
high.
mushrooms we're talking about, ladies and
well,
gentlemen.
there's
Not
that too.
blood
alcohol.
I don't
Combination
do
of
mushrooms.
factors.
I don't even know what mushrooms are. What are mushrooms? Fucking.
I don't know who
I don't do drugs.
I don't even know who
do
you
drugs.
are.
Aren't they like
Yeah,
plants
just-
or something,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah,
They don't even talk to humans, bro.
They're like. I get sick. I'm sure I'd get sick. Anyway.
That sounds like Freud talking.
I got sick. I'm sure I'd get sick.
That is a segment of a fucking story. too.
You're exactly right. You know, that's the interesting thing about jiu-jitsu, right? And it's why it's such a thinking mechanism too. It is because like if you haven't encountered it, then you won't quite know, right?
So what I'm talking about in specific is that you guys are two different styles, very similar in doing
but
the same
different, yeah.
art.
Yep.
We're doing the same art, and we're doing a small aspect of MMA training, which is what I always assume I'm doing. I'm always thinking about a fight. I'm not thinking about doing sports or anything like that. I'm thinking about doing pancreation as a whole.
Can I ask you I have an interesting conversation I should tell you about from last night.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
So, what I was just gonna accumulate my thought with was watching you and Conroy roll was a lesson for me in how minuscule the differences can be in one minuscule
Right.
art of fighting
Right.
itself.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like looking at Earth is this accumulation that seems so massive to us because it's our homestead, but then there's actually this universe that we have to then deal with, which is fighting. So
Can you go back one level? One
so
level?
my thought of jujitsu, so like sparring in any art is one thing. Sparring in a specific jujitsu is another, and then doing jujitsu for fighting.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
thinking, at all times, I'm always trying to think of the bigger picture. Whenever I think of doing a punch, I'm thinking of how this guy might take me down. Or anytime I'm doing a choke, I'm thinking, where can this guy hit me on my body? So when I watch you and Conroy roll, I'm watching this absolutely small amount of information that translates so large
So,
out
are you,
to fighting.
what I'm getting is like,
Go actually. Yeah, you go.
alright. So what I'm getting is like, there's this whole, the whole mass of what you're considering is like, what can happen when two people fight.
I'm thinking, yes.
But
Specifically, what
in
happens
this-
when I get
in this
fought.
specific sparring scenario where the rule set's limited, we're grappling,
Yeah.
and you have two people with such a similar approach, it's the finest details between those two approaches that can make like the biggest difference, and that has implications throughout the whole
What
realm
works
of
best
filming.
between those two will
fighting,
work.
Yeah.
So if I can figure out why Conroy choked you, then I can figure out
I
on
think
both
we know,
aspects
we know
of
why
what
Garrett. I mean, we know
No,
why.
no.
the
No,
choke-
we don't.
No,
we don't.
that's not true. That's not true.
Not
No,
in the
no,
aspect of fighting.
That's
No.
bullshit that I'm saying. That's bullshit that I'm saying. Disregard all of that.
I know.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
It's bullshit, but it's also actually proving my point better because
Right.
you are more visceral when you're doing those things.
Conroy.
Well,
Conroy is so careful
Yeah,
too.
there's
That's
something-
the
Yes.
thing about rolling with Conroy.
Right,
He's
right.
so.
You're uncareful.
And like,
Well,
if
You're not careful.
If you're a
You aren't
jujitsu-
careful. You and Conroy together are the yin and yang of
Conroy, here's
top
the,
down and
Right.
trying.
Conroy plays so
Aggressiveness.
tight
right.
that like
I let almost
Yes.
everybody get very deep on most things. You know what I mean?
you
I don't go
like
crazy
you like
that,
going you like exchanging
Especially-
throughout the role. For
He
sure.
lets
Right.
lets Nabila beat him up. I mean, he's a glutton. He's talking about getting choked out,
Oh.
ladies.
Oh, I dude,
Don't talk
dude,
about
I,
No,
dude,
no.
yeah, I don't think,
Tap that.
Hey!
I don't think we can do that. I think, yeah.
I don't want to upset anybody.
So we're gonna just go. We're gonna actually edit all this out.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
just
as a
gonna
matter
just
of
edit
fact,
this
yeah,
part
yeah.
out. I didn't mean to bring up Nabila.
I didn't sign a consent form for this. I just saying. I mean,
So, back to
Do you want me to get you a consent form?
we have plenty of segments.
just you know that would be my faggot jokes and just like
That's fair.
leave
That's fair.
any
I'll let you
possibility
sign-
that there's
I'll
gonna
let
be like
you
a sexual
sign a
harassment
form.
claim out of this. Like
I'll
let's
let
just
you
not
sign
bring
a
up
form
any.
of consent that you accept.
No,
whatever
it's
I'm gonna turn the camera off.
serious. No,
I'm gonna go turn the camera off.
that's not what I'm saying. But like you know what I'm saying. Don't bring up any girl. Don't bring up any fucking girl that is within like 24 miles of this place because like. Because hashtag me too. Because like what the fuck? No, just edit it out. You don't have to. You know,
I'm just seeing if
I'm just.
I get
You know what I
I get your point. I get your point. We have.
They're not even the words that I said. I'm just saying, like, there's
what are we talking
things
about?
that
I don't know what we're talking about.
we're all like making jokes about the beeline shit. Well, by we, not me, but like the rest.
literally have to just delete this
all of a
section out of
sudden,
We literally can't put this section of the podcast.
yeah, there's got to be like a.
Why not? Why not? That's the question.
So,
Okay, if we can answer why not.
let's bring it up then, if we need to.
Alright, well.
Do we bring up
No, it is.
politics at final round jujitsu?
No.
Well, it wasn't a matter of politics, so.
It's not a matter of
It's
politics.
just a matter
It
of...
is if I bring up a name and you guys get all offensive.
Feeling. It's personal
If
feelings.
yeah, well, that's just it.
I
It's not
love
politics.
the person in
It's
question.
not politics. It's
I love the person.
Right. It's...
Best
I don't
friend
know.
status.
I don't know.
There's lines that you never know where the line is going to be with regards to personal individuals here. So we can't just if it's Nick,
I will appreciate
then fine. Like go fucking crazy. If it's me, go fucking crazy. By all means.
I appreciate.
If it's Nabila, like I don't, dude.
It's obviously
There's like a weird line
We
where
can't go crazy.
Oh, yeah, it's
we
obviously,
can't go crazy.
It's obviously what we're doing right now, recording all the things that we are saying in the spirit of this online domain where people say what's on their mind. We're bound to say a few things that are going to be pushing the line even in our personal realms, because if we're gonna put our conversation as close friends where we can bring up uncomfortable topics,
Fair enough.
listen. But I will say this.
Do you want me to actually? Do you want me to analyze the scenario?
What we're talking about.
Fair enough. I make sure I'm kind of blanking. I'm kind of blanking on what transpired. Like I think I'm just drunk.
I'm curious. Let's hear Sam.
Can we play it back maybe, or like what?
No,
what
Sam
happened?
will tell a story. If we need to, we'll cut all this. But I don't think we do up until this point.
You tell the story and then I'll
interesting.
I'll take
this is interesting. I think this is a whole.
I don't even remember
the whole dynamic here of us playing, like, we're thinking about what we can say based on who can see what we're saying.
Sure.
And there's a very interesting dynamic that involves this camera and our conceptualization of what that.
All right. So
I may or may not have said some things that led to some.
what I would
personal disagreement.
Oh, that's not even really. That's what the story will entail. But my thought is, what is the point of bringing up I
don't even know how we brought it up.
a personal scenario that
Who
is?
brought it up?
I don't know who brought it up. I can't remember right now. But did I? Probably. Well.
I don't even know what context we brought this character up. I will say, for 6 months, anyone who's interested in the excavation of the archetypal ideas, I've been calling this fine young lady, Nabila, we're talking about the Great Mother for a long time.
I don't think we
People
should.
know what that means.
Like I've said 3 times already on this podcast, I don't think we need to spend too much time talking about a specific individual.
Well, then we'll cut this bit.
No, this bit is fine.
I don't know
this
why
bit's
it was
fine.
brought up.
This bit's fine. I just don't want to bring up people's feelings on the podcast.
That's fine.
Except unless there are 3.
Well,
I still don't know why this.
And I love you, Nabila. You're my best friend.
So So this is my issue is like, unless people are already coming on the podcast and like they're a part of it, then I don't think we should bring them in. Right?
Yes.
But
All right. So this is not. Okay, guys, go.
Good job. That fucking fun bit.
Anyway, so back to maybe some pancreation talk, huh?
Oh no. We hit a rut? Oh no. Pancreas. Okay.
No, I haven't hit a rut. You might have thought I was talking about a rut, but I'm talking about literally
Alright.
anything that has to do with fighting. But one thing that
is that? Oh, it's time out.
all right, time.
Palhares, that motherfucker. Palhares.
He's so small.
Paul
He's
Harris?
so much shorter than I thought he was.
Do you hear?
Palhares?
Do you hear my
Palhares.
Michigan accent? Because I am, for the camera, quite proud of it. Paul Harris. About to get heel hooked by.
I don't. No, I honestly think he's gonna get triangle. I would like to say that I think he's gonna get
Is he
triangle.
fighting?
Craig Jones.
He's gonna get triangled.
Alright.
He's
No,
the
not.
down under
Dude, Craig
crocodile.
Jones
No.
has everything.
No.
He has triangles for weeks.
He does, but no, he's not.
No, he's gonna get triangle.
Plus,
did you
Craig
not
Jones
see?
is
Did
way
you not
bigger
see?
than
Craig Jones is way
than
bigger.
Gary Tonin.
Oh, he's way bigger.
Way bigger than Gary Tonin.
Well, duh.
Oh, he's way bigger than Palhares, not
And
just
he's
Gary
long
Tonin.
as fuck too. He's so long.
He's way taller.
I love
What,
Craig
this
Jones.
is occurred to you like now?
I want to see.
duh.
I really,
I mean-
deep in my soul, want to see Craig Jones beat Gordon Ryan at something.
He's gonna try. He will. He's gonna.
Huh.
He's gonna triangle
I like
Palhares
Craig
like I
Jones.
triangle you.
I like
Garrett.
Gordon Ryan. I like Gordon Ryan.
I like them both. I mean,
But like
Oh, I don't hate Palhares or Gordon Ryan or Gary Tonin or.
no.
We're talking about Craig
I
Jones.
the reason I say no is that I think Gordon
I love them
Ryan.
all.
I think Gordon Ryan will get bigger and better.
Yeah,
Well, Gordon Ryan's not getting any
Gordon
bigger than he
Ryan's
was.
the
Yeah, yes.
prodigy.
No, he's not.
He's the
Bigger than he was.
dude. He's the guy to beat.
He
Don't
was
get me wrong.
so
Dude, so
Oxygenated.
young.
he was so blood in the face.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying by that.
Yeah.
He was my age. He's my age.
Exactly.
No, he's not.
He's
young.
a
my
year
age.
younger than me.
Dude,
He's like
he-
22.
dude,
Yeah,
I know he keeps doing this. I'm gonna do MMA act. He's gonna be
I wanna
he's
see
gonna be
that.
a big fat face,
I would like to see
big
that.
jawed fucking steroid taking Brazilian jiu-jitsu player. God
He's
bless.
going Brazil.
God
He's
bless.
got your
I would
Brazil,
like
my
to see
guy.
him fight.
Hiya.
I would like to see him fight.
Gordon Ryan.
It's Gordon. It's my guy. It's Gordon
What?
Hine. He's gonna put you in the clinch. He's gonna
Gordon
hold you
Ryan.
down.
He's gonna rip your leg off. Is what he's
Put
gonna
you in
do.
there. Watch.
I think. I don't know. It's interesting because I
Who
think
thinks?
this is what I think about Gordon Ryan. I don't know what his like. Fair enough.
like that.
His like. I think your hand, like how good your hands are, has a lot to do with what you were doing as a kid playing sports.
Sure.
And like I don't know if he's developed that fucking, cause like you either have that or you don't, kind of the feel with your hands, and like that's I think when you're saying he's gonna go like straight Brazilian jiu-jitsu, like there's been Brazilian jiu-jitsu guys who have been grapplers and they just get in there and they have no feel for that.
No, I think he's gonna be great.
Like, right.
It's hard.
you know?
Yeah, because you.
And
This
they're
is what
just-
it is. Keeping your elbows so tight is so bad for striking. It's like,
Oh,
yeah,
for
how are you
sure.
gonna do this
No, no,
while
no.
you strike?
He's not
Wait,
gonna get.
they literally
I
call
will
it
say
T-Rex
this, though,
arms.
Gary
They
Tonin-
literally call
Gary
it
Tonin-
T-Rex arms.
Gary Tonin, despite falling on his ass 2 straight fights in a row from
Oh, he's-
trying to
Yeah,
get
those
you
weren't
out,
even punches. That's from kicking. That's
Listen,
bad balance.
he
I
was,
guess.
it was an effort, like
Hey,
whatever.
he fucked that dude up.
But he
Both-
looks good. His striking looks good.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like Gary.
He's fun. He's fun to watch.
He's gonna win a lot of fights. He's never gonna win a UFC championship. He's gonna win a lot of fights.
Well, I think he's
dare you,
doing.
sir.
I think he's
Gary
doing a.
Tonin, if you ever want to come
I think
fight
he's
with
doing
me,
a smart thing though,
Let's go.
fighting
Fuck yeah,
170
he is. Oh,
in
yeah.
one FC where they're not
Yeah.
doing this weight cutting business.
he
It's
can make
good
money.
for
I want him to make money
Yep.
fighting. I don't give a fuck if he's UFC champion.
Oh,
It's very
yeah.
interesting.
He's an entertaining,
I-
nice gentleman. I want that dude to
I
make
like
money.
him. I
Same
like
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Same attitude. He's more than an entertaining and a nice gentleman. He's
He's a proverbial artist. He's like a.
a great American. God damn
He
it.
wears the
A
American
great fucking
flag
American.
every
I
time
wanna ask
he
you about-
fucks up a Brazilian.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, Steve.
On that note,
Go America.
how
Fuck
mu- I'll
Australia.
ask this. I'll ask this and see what you say. How much do you love America and why?
Oh God, dude. Fucking hell.
Because we were
Holy
looking-
shit! You just opened up an entire can
Dude.
of worms. Do you
No,
see it?
but,
Do
like,
you,
I'm a-
do you hear the sloshiness?
We gotta
the
start this over.
griminess?
We gotta start this over. The whole thing.
I hear
The
it.
whole thing.
Let's hear why.
Um,
How much do you love America and why?
Let's read
How
about
much
those
do I?
guys.
I couldn't love America more. I couldn't love America more.
Maybe someone should try to get Garrett to love America more.
What struck me
Yeah.
as so great about it is like I can't imagine living in another time or place that would be. It's so fucking easy.
Dude.
It's so fucking easy, man. It's so nice.
Well, yeah,
And
you know.
That was the
Yeah.
weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, we've managed to construct this thing where it works so well that you can.
It's so true.
I don't know.
It makes me weird.
I mean,
it makes me feel weird. It makes me feel
so
real
fucking
weird.
easy. But we still have to struggle to.
We do this weird
this-
dance. Ooh, the dance. The dance.
We have to satisfy ourselves that we're working hard enough, but in reality, it's like we're just cruising, man.
Thank you for putting that over.
I'm like,
Oh god.
No, that's right. That's right.
I
That's right.
love,
We're-
I
well,
love
we're
that
kinda-
in a sense. I love that in a sense, as it allows me my creature comforts. But I also love America in the sense that that has provided the freedom for, like,
Right.
that's a double-edged sword,
Right.
because that self-exploration can be so rewarding, and it's
Right.
necessitated that in order to do that you have all this free time, I think.
Yeah.
But that also comes, it's a serious endeavor, and it comes at risk and whatnot. But I think that's, yeah.
Dude, yeah. You're like 80% of the way there, or something.
All right, give me another 20.
Yeah. I mean, you're a great
Why
way
does
there.
Garrett love
I mean,
America?
so-
Because
Tell me about why. Yeah, tell me about why you fucking love America.
I fucking love America.
God
I
damn it,
fucking
tell
love
me
it,
why.
dude. I
Fucking
fucking love it. You know, and I'm gonna face the camera.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you for
I don't
that.
believe I faced the camera yet, but I am gonna face the camera for this motherfucker. Goddamn right. So, why I love America?
Hold the pipe. Hold this marijuana pipe while you say it,
Oh god damn.
and have this
Yeah.
kombucha beer in front of you, and
There's
have this
nothing-
whiskey, this rum in front of you,
I can't believe
and
that
have this
we-
fucking Russian author in front of you. God damn it, America's great. You can have anything we want in America. You can have anything we want,
Yeah.
and literally right now,
some chocolates.
maybe chocolate, maybe some
Yeah.
fucking fruit, maybe some goddamn fucking reading material.
You know,
What do you want?
I want to invoke. I want to invoke in the spirit of America. I want to invoke.
I'm lost. Right?
Freddie Lin, human rights activist from Taiwan, because Taiwan, in keeping with the American spirit, is championing democracy in the face of China. China, the Taiwanese Republic of China, who want nothing more than their sovereign right to govern themselves as a free nation, and that that attitude right there, the very attitude to govern your right, liberally and democratically as a free nation, that is an American idea. It's a fundamentally American idea, and that is why I'm
God bless America.
That was my kombucha beer.
Well, you donated to the cause.
It's everyone.
Yeah.
It's-
No,
we're
it was yours,
we're all-
actually.
We're all goddamn Americans.
You know.
Yeah, we are, baby.
This is a
And
point.
this is my book?
This is a point.
And it's his book. It's his book.
This is a point that shouldn't be denied,
What are you saying?
or this should be emphasized. Really,
What?
You know, we are all Americans. We are. We come from very different places. We have different backgrounds. And
That's the thing.
we are
We
How
Americans,
different?
The three of us do come from different places.
How
Yeah.
different?
Very, very true.
Yeah. And then
Of course. Of course.
come from different backgrounds. We come together around a civic idea. An idea of freedom, freedom of expression, first and foremost, the freedom to defend yourself.
We're gonna
Cheers.
list the fucking amendment.
Let's do it. All right, Garrett may have done
Did he
it.
switch the
You should go see if the red light's on.
It's
on,
We don't
son
trust
of a
Garrett
bitch.
because he will go to sleep if he needs to.
I think it's alright.
Oh, that
All
means-
Hi. Well,
Wow.
let's change gears a little
Let's
bit.
find a new topic. of interest.
So let's maybe talk more about the future instead of things that haven't happened, or I mean things that have.
I like that idea.
happened to
What
us.
about the future do we want to talk about?
Well, last time we talked about what I do in 5 years, what Steve does in 5 years. I want to know what Garrett's gonna be doing in 5 years.
Also, we should talk about 6 months too.
Yeah,
'Cause
we didn't.
do
Okay,
that.
cool.
Alright.
We didn't also bring up what
Alright.
me and Steve wanted to be doing in 6 months because I was actually thinking about that. I haven't signed up for a tournament lately, but I was also thinking about Keith Krikorian. Shout out to my man, or a guy that I don't know.
Congratulations, you kicking ass, man.
Kicking ass, dude. He's
Brilliant.
Competed, he's
Just
competed
brilliant.
like
Oh,
56
God damn.
times this year. In 2018, he's who is it
Well,
healthy?
I can't remember
He's
that
certainly
last,
better at
that
jiu-jitsu
last
than me,
tournament
so-
though. I
How big
watched.
is he?
Just brilliant, just brilliant.
Keith Krikorian, I believe, just competed at 170. I don't know. I think that's how big he is.
Small 170, I think too. Right?
But yeah, he's complete jiu-jitsu through and through. He survives and then submits. Like,
dude, yeah. Well,
so
submits a lot of people.
submits a lot of people,
Submits
and
a
he
lot of people.
also
I really know.
every time I've heard
Yeah, dude.
What-
Yep.
for what it's worth, every
Sorry.
time I've heard him be expressed, it's that he can withstand anything. He like all these guys are such high class, but no one can tap him. And then by the end, Keith Krikorian's tapping them. So for what that's worth, that's what he does.
Fucking hangs in there.
He hangs in there and he fucking works. He doesn't deter
All
from
right,
his goal.
So what does this have to do with the future?
I was feeling a little downtrodden about how many times I've competed in the first 3 years of my training.
Like not enough.
I would feel like any time, any amount's probably not enough in my head, but I think I've probably competed a dozen times in 3 years, and I've probably won 6 gold medals. So I don't hate my ratio of competition wins, but I don't also think I've competed enough, and I feel like I could do better if I did compete more.
For you, I think it's
So
this is what for you it's like. Your game is.
I'm trying to figure a lot of things out right now.
Here's the thing with you, like Garrett plays a conservative game in the sense that he's relying on his pressure and positioning. I play a conservative game in that I'm doing a similar thing, you know? You play a creative game. Like you have a lot of potential to, because of that, because of how creative
Can I just say to bounce
I
off this?
think like you have to develop the confidence where it's like,
I'm doing such a thing.
yeah.
But to bounce off this, if I may, and I'm gonna, even if I may not. Today, thanks to Michael Carpenter, probably my favorite person to roll with as of today, I literally created a crowd today while we were rolling. Through my ideas of Dostoevsky, through Nietzsche, something I've recently read in Thus Spake Zarathustra, something about the crowd really provoked me. But all I had to do was allow Mike to allow him. And Mike, if you watch this, I'm not allowing you to do anything to me in jiu-jitsu. You do what you want. You do what you want. But the way we played was the most theatrical thing I've ever done in my life. It was more theatrical than any time I've ever tried to be on stage actually. But these people were like making actual sounds like oohing and eyeing. And all I was doing was rolling for Kimuras and letting him take my back and then spinning out of it and rolling upside down and jumping and doing these things that are not even hard to do in jiu-jitsu. We rep them every day for hours at a time. And all you have to do is just like be like, what would I want to be looking at? Oh, this guy tumbling over his own feet and getting choked, but then not being choked, and getting his arm broken, but no, it's not broken, and then it's easy to do if you think about it as the audience member.
I think, like, getting back to your competition thing, it's like, what I'm trying to say is your game is
designed, I think, for competition.
It's fucking exciting, and but it's because it's
true.
creative.
I love
you play.
attention.
You like playing with fire too. Like when you roll.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like that's what you're talking about with Mike. It's like you're letting him get
Mike's
close.
fire. Mike is complete, constant.
Well, he's just
death.
Yeah, he's just coming like.
Here's
the thing: is he doesn't even realize like the extent to which he's just coming after you constantly.
No, and to be totally honest, let's put this on fucking camera since I'm talking about how honest I am. Mike Carpenter told me today that he would not. He is unhappy when he's doing jiu-jitsu. He no longer likes jiu-jitsu.
What?
And I told that motherfucker.
That's really
know
sad
that
to
is
me.
sad. That is the saddest thing because
he's
Mike is
best.
the best jiu-jitsu player that I've ever met in my life. He's an inexperienced
I don't want to
jiu-jitsu
even
player.
talk about this because I'm gonna bring up the fucking.
There's a reason that we brought up a person earlier in this podcast, and it is
I don't want to
unhealthy.
say. It's too personal.
Anyways, so competition in the next 6 months.
Sad to hear.
In the next 6 months, I would like to compete 6 times.
Huh?
I'm gonna have to bump that up for this month
We
because
gotta fucking have you start doing some cardio shit.
I want to say this for the camera, but
say it louder.
I liked what your friend Ryan said, by the way, about acting. Someone commented on our first podcast that the most interesting part of our first conversation was this moment referring to the camera. And he said, if we only acted like there was a camera watching us all the time, wouldn't we bring out the best version of ourselves?
Yeah, you'd hope you would.
But anyhow, go on.
no, I just want to say I saw a really promising writer a couple of weeks ago say that I just hope in so many years that I'll be writing, and then I heard a really promising musician say recently that I hope in so many years that I'll still be playing it. Just. That gives me a weird sort of heart, like a weird sort of
Like just keep playing.
Well, yeah. Broadly speaking, yeah.
I would, if we had to speak on super broad terms, I would tell everyone to keep playing whatever game they're playing.
That's
I'll
right.
be
That's
honest.
right,
In 6 months,
Yeah.
I just had a strange thought.
So the question that
In
we're
6
answering right
months.
now is what will you do in 6 months? We're getting to it.
So
Right,
last
right,
week
right.
we talked to Sam. I asked Sam what his goals were for jiu-jitsu in 5 years, and he asked me what my goals for writing were in 5 years. And then we brought up that we should answer that question in regards to 6 months as well, but we never got to that. So
Right.
Sam just answered his jiu-jitsu in 6 months. Garrett talked about
we don't know what Garrett's gonna do in 6
people
months.
continuing to play. And I think in 6 months, man, I need to travel. I haven't traveled in too long. I'm a traveler.
He's a
I honestly-
voyager.
I want to go to play off your French. We should go to Montreal. I want to see Ferraz's.
So this
I
is
really
something
wanna see
I
that.
need to talk to the camera about. So I make sure I do it. Thanks to Ryan, I'll do whatever the fucking
Right, yeah,
camera
you have to
says.
bring out the best version of yourself.
I haven't even got my
in
fucking
front of
passport
this
yet.
Judge.
So I have to get my
Yeah.
passport.
We'll do that, but I wanna start moving around. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta at least
Start
go
meeting some people.
to our friend Faraz.
We got to go see Faraz. We got to see him. We got to train with him. We got to be there until we can at least take a class with Faraz.
I gotta get healthy, man.
We have to get healthy. We're strong
Well,
enough, though. We're not
yeah.
unhealthy. We're strong. We just have bad bones and joints.
I got the bad
Skin.
bones.
Bones and
Yeah,
skin.
bones, joints.
I'll come with you.
Hey, who gives a fuck?
We don't need
No.
to. We don't
Like
need to worry about that
you know
shit.
what John Danaher? John Danaher
I'll
said
get around
something.
and yeah.
John
I'll
Danaher
go
said
with
something about his hip. He was talking about how his hip just this
Well-
chronic hip pain, and like I fucking. He goes, "What else are you gonna do? Sit in bed all day?"
Well, there's also
Yeah.
the fact that
What are you gonna do?
there's
Sit
also
in
the
bed?
fact that
Hey,
John
everybody,
Danaher
who
has
gives a
one leg
fuck?
and
Don't
he's the
sit
best
in
leg
bed.
lock, you know,
It's
practitioner
just-
ever.
Don't sit in
Well,
bed.
not practitioner
It's
because
just
that would be
the
too
fucking
simple. You know,
body.
Don't fucking
teacher,
sit in bed.
It's
professor.
just the body, you know.
Okay, can we just relax? We just went in symposium mode. We all just started.
I know.
talking.
We gotta get better at not talking over each other eventually.
So, right now, the subject is, what will we do in 6 months? In
Oh God.
5 years, I planned on being on an international competition
Okay,
circuit.
I would like to have my first collection published in 6 months.
Of
I
at
have-
night.
Yeah, I want that done. I want it. I've committed to myself, no matter how many people fucking watch or what, like, I'm gonna have that on the public record, on the interwebs for all to see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that will be done hopefully by the end of September, I suppose, if I keep doing it at this rate. Which I hope I do. It's going alright. After that, I need time to write the next, like, I have the first draft written, I have to flush it out.
Keep going.
Keep going. I've got to do that. Where are
Oh.
Right
Oh,
here.
I think we're recording.
Is it red?
What's up, Garrett? It says it's red.
Alright.
Alright. Yo, people, here's the deal. Over the commercial break, Sam and Garrett have decided to roll. Against
Steven
better
decided that we should probably roll.
against better judgment and my best wishes.
I'm
But
not
it's gonna happen.
I'm not drunk either.
Garrett's eating a peach.
I don't even know if I was just filming myself. I could have been filming next to my head.
Oh, I'll tell you, super
Sam's
fucking
putting
short.
some shorts on.
These shorts suck.
The suspense is building. Garrett's still eating this plum, not a peach. He'll probably be pretty well hydrated.
It's not quite Craig Jones versus Paul Harris.
These shorts.
Paul Harris.
fucking
Notice my
suck, dude.
They
notice
suck,
my
bro.
Midwest accent.
Yo, just go in your skinnies.
Yo, actually, put the camera on me right now.
Put it on.
The shorts that Adley Cleveland made us for 10th Planet Ann Arbor are the worst shorts that I've ever
Jeez,
seen.
bro.
Thanks, Adley.
Seriously though, it's pronounced Paul Harris, not Paul Harris. Paul Harris. Okay, you got it. You got it. You
think
fucking
they got
monkeys.
it.
Garrett,
The
this is my
monkeys.
podcast, not yours, okay?
Not the monkeys.
Garrett, this is
Ah,
Garrett's
yeah,
been.
yeah, I know how you're trying to spit that. You fucking.
all right, let's go.
Alright, here we go, people. Off we go.
Hold on. I don't have a rash guard on.
We're looking into the dark. Bum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum dun dun dun.
But hey, can you see me? This rash
Just
guard's
your
actually kind
shadow.
of cool, Adley.
We were just talking now about the inherent physical ailments that come along with this sort of work. And how. So I guess I'd like to say.
Take a shot.
Yo, they said they were going to take a shot before they rolled.
All right.
To anyone out there in the jiu-jitsu world or the martial arts world who has a chronic injury and you're working through it, keep fucking at it. Take care of yourselves. Here we go. Alright. Garrett's playing guard here. Maybe in contradiction to Sam's point about his aggressive style. Oh, a nice double leg from his ass. That was pretty fucking good, Garrett. Sam sweeps though. An interesting wrestling exchange. Sam's inverted to guard. And he
If my dick pops out, let me know. It's uncircumcised, just so everyone's aware.
Everyone, keep your fingers crossed.
That's uncut.
This is uncut footage, people.
We can't have that on YouTube, so if it comes out, it's an accident.
It's uncut. Alright, let's see some shit. Garrett thinks he's a leg lock master all of a sudden. He's gonna go for that single leg again. Sam's sitting. Oh, Sam's deep on a leg now.
He grabbed my dick.
He's deep on the leg and then he's on the Kimura. Sam's gonna mount him.
Fixing my dick and rolling at the same time.
He's fixing his dick, he says. Alright, let's get a better angle. There we go. Garrett's got his guard back, that's good. Oh, that's to the back. That's to the back. And that's triangle, potentially. Into the head snap. Sam is inverting though. Those are smooth fucking inversions. Oh, a little love. I like it. Garrett's showing the back. Oh no. This is dangerous. Garrett's gotta create some posture here against the odds. Let's get on this side.
He has nice smelling hair.
This game is not for everyone.
He has good smelling hair.
That's true.
That's good hair, but my
He's
arm.
not a liar.
He's not a liar.
Check this out.
Check this out, he says.
Oh, but he gave it to me. He gave it to me.
Oh, what a roll! Another Kimura. Back to head. Oh, Garrett passed the back. Kick that hook. Get your other leg on that hook, Garrett. Oh, shit. Nice, man.
Right back.
Kill the hook, Garrett. 2-on-1 on the hook. Nah, you're fucked. Your dick came out.
It might have. It might have.
I was kidding.
I got him. He's tired now.
Nah, he's fine. Oh, that was good. That's not good. Sorry, Garrett. My feet down the way. He might be going to sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Garrett, you better not fucking pass out. Oh, that's fucking tight. Oh, that's it.
That's one fun roll, baby.
Yo, keep going.
Okay.
Are we done?
No, keep it going. He's gonna tie his hair.
Keep going.
We're gonna take a break. We might talk.
God damn, I want to
Just keep
roll
it rolling.
now. Alright.
It's probably hot in here for the camera though.
Alright, what should we talk about? That was good. Yo, what's up, people?
So
That's a breath to catch.
Garrett tried to.
It's a good breath. Yeah.
Garrett tried to outmove me. Are you still recording?
I think so, yeah.
You should.
I
Yeah.
might rip dash on. Yeah, that's alright. Now people know about it too.
Yeah.
That was fucking good.
Yeah, that was fun. That was an extremely interesting role for me because
I'm pretty happy no one got hurt.
I was exerting like 100% the whole time, which is not normally a thing I do.
You guys are going hard. That was good.
I don't get caught
Yeah,
there
it's
too much,
interesting with
but
Garrett because I was like going 100%, but everything was a lot less dangerous seeming than I would say normally going 100% implies.
yeah, no, yeah. I mean, you had me. I mean, in the control position. Yeah.
Right, yeah,
The
maybe
snap-down position,
it might have been that we were fighting for a complete control position as opposed to a complete.
I might press
I mean,
it.
I fought hard, but
I don't
fought
know.
damn hard, but yeah, he just.
Hey man, he's fucking good. He's fucking good.
Yeah.
That was an excellent
Damn,
showing.
damn good. Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
One more.
Yeah.
one more, or should we just talk?
Oh well.
I gotta pee.
One more and then
Here.
talk in the room.
Alright.
Trying
Can
to
someone, you guys want to hold the camera while I go piss and then I'll record it?
Yeah.
Grab the camera, Garrett.
We're gonna put it down here, and we're gonna go real easy until you get back.
Okay. Make sure it's in a good spot. Make sure you can see us.
No, it's.
You could put it on one of these staircases or steps. Oh, starting to see. Yeah, we told you that. We told Steven anyway, but he didn't listen.
I did not.
He said we'd be rolling until you got back and got a better angle.
Alright, well now I got the camera, so. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, this.
Fucking nasty. Alright, we're gonna see some wrestling. Garrett was a wrestler, Sam was not. We'll see. Oh shit. Garrett's trying to like fucking roll through for some shit. Oh, damn. Nice, Sam. Oh, nice, Garrett. They're back to the feet, ladies and gentlemen. I like Sam's aggression here. Oh, nice camera work, huh? God damn. I know your knees hurt, Sam, but god damn do your legs move better than mine. That's a fucking position right there.